A dynasty. In 23 years, Rams coach John BAUER has never had a losing season. As Bob Gleason reports, BAUER has the midget football program to thank.
This is a wonderful time of the year to come out. The boat's not crowded. It's normally the best time of the year to go fishing, really, and I'd like to see more people come out and take advantage of this type of fishing.
It's a very healthy sport for the kids. They have clean competition. They fight and they run and they eat and they drink and they become real Americans, nice cornbread kids.
If you get into a little midget program and you have some success and you're treated fairly and things work out for you, I think you'll continue.
This is Sports People Play with Pat Scanlon and Mitch Gross.
Any sport. Tell you what, my son TJ's 5 years old, plays youth soccer. I don't think they have any concept of who's winning or losing, but they're out there running around, kicking the ball. You know, you'll see him in goal. He'll have the goalie shirt over his head, you know, when the team's on the other end of the field. So they really do enjoy the chance to get out there and have a good time.
All right, very quickly. Are you a parent that yells?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. People would, honestly, they'd expect that of me, you know. Up next on Sports People Play, we're going to go from soccer to the gridiron. Bob Gleason takes a look at Randolph football when we come back.
I think that's the biggest reason that our program's been so successful, is the fact that we communicate between the program and our high school.
Americans and Soviets are finally agreeing to reduce nuclear stockpiles, but can we trust them? Should our concerns about Soviet political freedom and Jewish immigration enter the talks?
Nuclear weapons go way beyond human rights.
The matter of disarmament and arms control is tightly connected with human rights.
The arms race and the human race, next time on Global Rivals.
Tune in tomorrow at 9, only on NJN.
I suppose if you've got to fight, got to have these horrible wars, the desert is one of the best places to fight them.
See, this is where the desert warfare was something on its own. There was no concealment. You just sat out there, or you moved out there, and you were exposed to everything.
Watch Desert on The World at War, Wednesday at 9.
The Randolph High School football team is something of a dynasty. In 23 years, Rams coach John BAUER has never had a losing season. As Bob Gleason reports, BAUER has the midget football program to thank.
Welcome to the world of midget football. Boys aged 9 to 13 putting on the pads and hitting. Where the sport is still a game, not a routine. Where every player dreams of one day being able to make a living playing football.
I want to try to make the pro. Because I like football. I love it.
I used to play soccer, but I don't think I'm going to play football for the rest of my life.
I would like to play professional football. And I'd like to be an electrical engineer. And then after, I retire from football, I'm going to be a sports announcer.
Pure energy. Pure energy.
The Randolph Bulldogs are the winningest football program in the history of the Morris County Midget Football League. Since 1970, Randolph has won close to 50 championships on all levels. There's one man who's been there from the beginning, Ted Hart, who just finished up his 27th season of running the Bulldogs. And some call Ted the father of Randolph midget football. Why is the Randolph program so successful for so long?
Well, it's because you get people involved, you get them trained, and that's probably why. And, you know, the kids come out and they watch the high school, and the high school does well, and the high school coaches work with us. I think that's the reason.
Randolph High School has certainly had success. Over the last 2 decades, the Rams have won numerous league titles and state championships and have been consistently ranked in the top 20 statewide, all thanks to John Bauer, who has been the head coach at Randolph since 1966.
You come out of it, you change your direction, and away we go. All right, let's run it.
Bauer believes in starting youngsters in football at a young age. That's why the Bulldogs run the exact same plays as the high school. Bauer and his coaching staff give up 2 weeks of their time in the summer running clinics.
We originally thought we'd just help the quarterbacks and the receivers and things of that type, and the next thing you know, you have to know Ted Hart with his personality. He said, how about working with the tackles now a little bit? How about working with the ends a little bit? How about working with the guards, you know? And before you know it, you're working with the whole unit.
Little Cecil Barrett is one of Bauer's star running backs who also doubles on defense. And like most Randolph Rams, Barrett came up through the ranks in the midgets.
That helps you a lot, you know, being in Randolph all your years. You know, if I had transferred from another school, I don't think I would be the same now as I am.
A lot of these players use their midget football experience from Randolph, not only on the high school level, but in college football as well. A perfect example, the Nardolillo brothers. Greg plays here at Boston College as a defensive back, and his brother for Joe Paterno and the Penn State Nittany Lions.
I think one thing I remember the most is that we never lost, but I mean, at that level, it's not real serious, and it's, you know, the game goes and comes, you know, so fast that, you know, it really doesn't almost matter. But at Randolph, the midgets, they have such a tradition.
And back home, that winning attitude is kept alive with the help of some veteran coaches.
Odd man front. Odd man front. Man Olive, odd man front. Okay? It's going to be guy here, guy over the tackle, guy over the ends. So you know where your double team blocks are on the 2 and the 8 holes, right?
Yeah.
Tom Tinus calls the shots on the Pee-wee level. That's 11-year-olds, and he's been coaching the Bulldogs for 15 years. What do you get out of it? You're not making any money. You don't have any kids in the program. Why?
I love the kids. If I've touched a boy's heart in a positive way, then I've done my job. And that's basically the smiles on their faces, all the work, and as long as if they can come back and say something about me in a positive way, then I've got all the reward in the world. You turn around, he crosses the line of scrimmage, you guys take your angle of pursuit. Now,
teaching fundamentals is a big part of coaching, but so is having patience, being a good listener, answering those countless questions.
yes, you're going to play defense too, okay?
On kickoff today,
Well, you might get in on kickoff, okay?
Can you keep me on defense? I want to kill someone.
Okay, just go, Herbie. Okay?
The Bulldogs practice in the dark, and if it rains, we'll go inside Randolph High School. Practices 5 nights a week before school starts, 3 nights a week in season. Is it too much?
I personally don't think it's too much. I think the boys enjoy it. I asked my son yesterday if he was glad the football season was over, and he said no, he wished it would continue.
In the evenings when they do go to practice, he wants to come to practice a half hour, 45 minutes early. That, to me, is the indication that he enjoys it. It's not too much.
The Bulldogs finished at 8-1, another banner season. And there's a good chance that the future of Randolph High School football looks bright. These 11-year-olds might be taking orders now from Coach Tinus, but in a few short years, it'll be John Bauer doing the talking.
He seems like a really tough guy. When I play high school football, I'll be ready for him.
John Bauer does a great job. His son is involved. His grandson is involved on playing on the high school level. Randolph's number 4 in our NJN poll. At this point, they've got a winning season that dates back a couple of seasons, so they've really got their act together on the football field.
They are consistent, and that is the key, and it's amazing that they can start the kids so young, bring them up through the program, and guys like Tom Tinus do it year after year for no pay, and virtually they just stay in the background, watch the kids grow, and, I mean, they're not big kids, too, but they're winners, time in and time out.
Good program, and the coaches go through a very selective training procedure also to get to the point where they're able to work with the kids. Great system in Randolph. They're winning. Gotta like midget football. Up next on Sports People Play, get your sea legs. We're going to go offshore fishing for blues, so stay with us.